Second video, filming this back to back. Go ahead and tell y'all this now. Check out this week's retro review. It's Backlash themed. It's WrestleMania Backlash 2022. Hopefully y'all watch that. But we're here for our Backlash 2025 predictions. Backlash weekend. It definitely feels weird as hell that my last predictions video for WrestleMania, you gotta talk about like 14 matches. Where with this one, as of this moment, we only gotta talk about 5. So if anything is added or changed, we will see. It's also weird because I felt they have not advertised Saturday Night's Main Event that much. I believe a Saturday Night's Main Event takes place at the end of this month, so we might be talking about that a little bit later down the line. But I just wanted to give y'all a heads up and promote my Backlash Retro review. So, enough of talking about that. Let's talk about this weekend's event. Let's talk about Backlash 2025. This should be a quicker predictions video because, like I said, there's only 5 matches to go through. The first one, Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Now, I know a lot of people were upset at Gunther losing his world championship at WrestleMania. And Gunther is one of my favorites, so I kind of am in that category, but it's just something that I anticipated, and, I anticipated it. I think more people were upset at the fact that he tapped out to Jey Uso. And a lot of times when wrestlers tap out in wrestling, and it's like a rare shock, they get the you tap out chance, which has obviously been the case for Gunther. Now, if you noticed, Gunther is facing Pat McAfee. And I've said it a couple of times on here that I don't really have like that big a problem with Pat McAfee, where again, there are a lot of wrestling fans that do. The main thing that I will say here is Gunther should beat the absolute hell out of Pat McAfee. That's my opinion. Now, the thing is, this is obviously not Pat McAfee's first wrestling match. He's had a handful. And a lot of times, it was a case of he was going against a traditional wrestler or wrestler. Let's just say Adam Cole, for example. And Adam Cole dominates. And then Pat McAfee gets a couple of moves in, mostly like a moonsault or a crossbody off the top. I might have gave him a little bit too much credit by saying moonsault. And then ultimately the wrestler wins. Again, I just think this is the case where Gunther should beat the absolute hell out of Pat McAfee. I don't think that's going to be the case. I also think that this match, and what I'm describing to y'all, what I was trying to go back with saying with the WrestleMania match is, I think this match was going to hurt Gunther a little bit more. Unless Gunther just absolutely beats the hell out of Pat McAfee. Point being, Gunther should win this matchup, and hopefully it's not one that I'm over thinking about. I'm just hoping that Gunther wins, get it quick and done, and let's get him back to actual wrestling-related stuff. Now, we have a Intercontinental title match, 2 of them, to be exact. The first one, Dominic Mysterio defending against Penta. He defeated Penta the night after WrestleMania Raw. He won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. And I'm going to be the hard ass. I don't know why we're doing this match if Penta's not winning. So I'm going to pick Penta to win, mainly because I want to see Penta as the Intercontinental Champion. And I feel that Dominic Mysterio has a lot of things going on, mainly Judgment Day related, that does not necessarily need the Intercontinental title, but he was able to get his big moment at WrestleMania. Let's get the title on to Penta. Now, I will say, I'm very much expecting Dominic to win, but I'm going to hope that Penta wins. I'm picking with my heart and not my brain for this matchup. The same thing might be the case for the other Intercontinental title matchup, the Women's Intercontinental title. I believe this is the first time that it'll be defended on a premium live event, because it was definitely not defended at the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. Probably should have been at WrestleMania, but then we wouldn't have had the story for this matchup. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. I'm going to pick another new Intercontinental Champion happen. I'm picking Becky Lynch to win. But if I was picking, you know what? I'm going the opposite route. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let me reverse. Because I'm picking with my heart, not my brain. My heart wants Lyra Valkyria to win and continue her run and give her a big victory over Becky Lynch, which, she already has one. So that's why I'm like, my brain is telling me that Becky's winning. She's going to get the win. She's big time Beck. She's the big time player, and etc. Bailey comes back into play. She's been dissed by Becky a couple times, and she helps Lyra out, who is her friend and whatnot. I'm going to hope that Lyra wins. I'm expecting Becky to win. So I'm picking Becky to win. So I'm sorry that I confused y'all with that. So I kind of gave two different answers. It's a bit of a cheat code. But for predictions purposes, I'm going with Becky. As now, also for predictions purposes, my prediction for match of the night, this should be a big time match. I was trying to describe something without it sounding too violent. But for the United States Championship, Jacob Fatu defends against Drew McIntyre, L.A. Knight, and Damian Priest. I would not be that against Drew McIntyre winning. That way he becomes a Grand Slam champion, and he can have a title reign going on, because it's been quite a while since we've seen that happening. I do think he's deserving of that. Where with Priest and LA Knight, we saw LA Knight hold the U.S. title for most of the last year. We saw Priest hold the world title for a couple months last year. So I wouldn't be that against Drew winning, but I also do think the money and the smart choice and the best choice would be Jacob winning this matchup and retaining and having a big and dominant reign taking place. And this would be the first step in that, and having a great matchup right here against three big contenders. So I predict this to be match of the night, and hoping that Jacob wins. As now we have our last matchup discussed. The last time that we'll be seeing this, we're seeing it on our screen right now, and we've definitely seen it a dozen or so times in our lifetime. But Randy Orton challenging John Cena for the WWE Championship. And obviously the big twist here is that John Cena is the bad guy and Randy Orton is the good guy, also in his hometown. So it's a smart choice to have this match here, because Randy has the hometown advantage and should be getting cheered. We might have just been spoiled about what happens. But it's the start of John Cena's title reign. It is going to be intriguing if we see Randy go the route of getting 16 or I guess in this case 17 freaking world title reigns. I'm intrigued to see if they ever go down that route or give Randy that chance, because right now would be obviously an opportune time to start that. But I also feel that they need to have Cena's 17th title reign continue his historic presence. So I'm going to go with Cena winning here, and it's going to be intriguing as hell to see what the hell Cena does next. So I'm going to go with Cena winning just to continue this reign, and it should be interesting. It's always good when you don't really know what's going to happen next. That's when it's most of the time, sometimes it's bad, but most of the time I do think it's a good thing. So I'm going to predict John Cena to win, as Randy Orton stole John Cena's title here. I didn't realize till now how much it looks like the Spinner U.S. title. I thought it was the WWE title. I think that matters in the grand scheme of things. So that's it for my Backlash 2025 predictions. If anything is added or changed before the event takes place, I'll try my best to comment it down below, because we have a lot of time before that necessarily is the case. So I do appreciate y'all for watching this. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you when I see you, because I'm out for now. Goodbye.